I looked up at the sky tonight. Sure, looking at the situation, you might think that's a stupid statement. The sky is always there. But when I looked up, I saw stars. They were faint, but still present. And when I looked down, I realized that I couldn't remember the last time I really looked up at the sky. It's like I completely forgot that stars and planets existed, and that somehow my life has turned so chaotic and crazy enough for me to not allow myself 3 seconds to just look up at the sky. It's so big and endless, but that doesn't mean it doesn't get forgotten sometimes. Even the biggest and most brilliant things can go unnoticed. Even the chaos can seem camouflaged by the craziness of life. I'm a very practical thinker. I'm Stella O'Hare. I'm a planner. I work for one of the most wealthy and powerful people in my city. I have to remember everything, every date, detail, inside and out, and if I don't, then my day is just a frenzy. And I don't know. I guess I just forgot how to stop and look up at the sky. I've been so focused on the ground, completely forgetting the vastness of the universe. It's like the sun. It's the biggest star in our solar system, the center of everything, our source of light and growth and living. It's the yellow blob that we used to scribble in the corners of our coloring pages as kids. But now, it goes unnoticed. It's an everyday thing, literally. It rises and sets, but we don't even try to watch the process with our own eyes. The sky is above me every day, but it's like I've been above it for an eternity. And I don't want to take that away from it. The stars and planets are supposed to look down upon us and for us to look up at them. They are the ones we want to discover and explore. A star isn't just sitting in its own ball of fire thinking, I wonder what it would be like to live as a human. We are the ones that study stars and give names to them. Because I'm going to be honest, I think stars and humans are similar in some ways. Stars are bright, but not always. And there are some nights where they just shine brilliantly. Like each one is competing for attention. And stars also die. Of course, it takes millions of years, but they do. Once they burn up their fuel, they burst into their own supernova explosion. It takes less than 1/4 of a second for its core to collapse, and then it slowly fades. Which seems pretty terrifying, I know. But the star isn't afraid, because it doesn't know or feel anything. Of course, we never know when a star is gone, because to us, all stars seem the same. But I don't want to be a star if it means I'll be forgotten. To me, that's worse than fading, to be there, but to also not be there at the same time. Being indifferent. And the moment that you start to fade is also the moment that others fade from your memories. And if the memories are gone, that can be scarier than not even being there. So what are you supposed to do, huh? What happens when you have to just make that choice to either be gone in an instant or be faded? Before I looked up at the sky, my entire universe exploded like a supernova. And now My doctor diagnosed me with a brain tumor tonight. An astrocytoma. I know. Pretty ironic, huh? And when the words left his mouth, it was like looking up at the sky and realizing that stars really do exist and that I'm not just a planet floating around in space anymore. I've just been hit by one of the biggest meteors I could ever imagine. Kind of like the one that killed the dinosaurs. The one that could kill me. And maybe if I could have just stopped and looked up at the sky for more than just 3 seconds, I would have seen it coming. And maybe I could have stopped it. And I have to decide. To either operate or to just not. And I know exactly who I am. I would go through with it because it would mean I would get to live. It's the practical thing to do. So why am I so reluctant? If I decide to go through with the treatment, I could fade. This treatment could burn up all my fuel and cause me to slowly waste away, losing myself in the process. And that isn't supposed to happen. It can't happen. I've barely even lived. Okay? I don't just want to be another star. I don't want to be another star just floating in space. I want to be like the sun, to be that light for people. I want to live my life like the biggest and brightest star in the universe. I don't want to be forgotten. And if I have anything to do with it, I will burn as bright as I can until the very last second. No, the very last millisecond, until I explode into my own supernova. And who knows, maybe this astrocytoma, maybe this is my supernova.